Hello everyone, welcome to the newest edition of Wisconsin Johnson Outdoors. This morning we are going to go and see if we can find my cell phone. The only downer of the weekend was dropping my cell phone in the drink. I'm going to use my underwater camera that I have and see if we can see it. And if we do, we're going to drop down the anchor as a marker, and then I'm going to go for a swim. So stay tuned. This morning we went fishing and we had caught a couple fish, and I had my cell phone up on a tripod, and we kind of turned the boat, hit a wave, the wind blew, the tripod tipped over, hit the side of the boat, and my phone went for a swim. So it is now currently sitting on the bottom of Cutfoot Lake in Minnesota. So if anyone's watching this and you happen to come across it, which I'm sure you won't, let me know. All right, so we're right over the top of the spot that I marked on the GPS when I dropped the phone. So we're going to use the underwater camera and see if we can see it. And if we do, we're going to drop the anchor down, and then that'll give me a point at which to dive towards. In theory, it sounds good, but we'll see if it works. That dot right there is the dot where the phone is. The bigger dot is where we're at right now. So I'm going to cut the motor here, and we're just going to kind of putt around a little bit. So here's the view from the camera. We just dropped it down and we just saw a whole bunch of perch. So we're just going to kind of putt around like this, and oh, there's some perch right there. They just got scared off by something. Just going to kind of putt around like this and see if we are able to see it. Maybe if I pull it up a little bit further, we'll have a bigger field of view. Believe it or not, we found the phone on the camera. We've dropped the anchor down. I had a waypoint on the GPS, and I got over that, and I put the buoy out just so we had a physical spot on the water to kind of look for. It's a little hard to get it exactly on the GPS. So Pup's got the anchor down, and we'll see if we can show you it on the camera here. Okay, there it is. Okay, so yeah, if you just pick up, swing it over like.
Am I going the wrong way?
No, it's because the camera's right here, right there. I don't know if you guys can see it very well on the screen. But it's just, there's the anchor rope.
Should I see if I can move it?
So it's going to be right down here. No, I think we're fine, Pup. All right, so we got the anchor right there, and the phone is right next to the anchor. So as long as the anchor doesn't move, I can just follow the anchor line down to the phone. Wish me luck.
You
Got it. It's like taking candy from a baby. Good job, Pup. Good job, kids. Way to hang in there.
I didn't do anything, so no.
Well, that is exactly what you did, though. I would have never thought in 100 years that we were actually going to find that phone. And I don't know if it makes a bit of difference, but at least I have visual proof for the cell phone company if they don't believe that I dropped it in the bottom of the lake. Also, it's kind of nice just to have it, so if my warranty or something is goofy about having the phone versus losing the phone, hopefully that'll help a little bit. But having the phone or losing the phone, how about it doesn't matter? Because I'm not going to be calling the cell phone company anytime soon, at least not for now. And here's why. After we got the phone up out of the water and I shot my last segment, my brother was drying the phone off and inadvertently pushed the power button down, and the phone actually turned on. when I heard the startup sound, I looked at my brother and we were both wide-eyed, to say the least. And as I leaned in to check it out, it went through the whole startup cycle and then it shut off. And when it shut off, it didn't just shut off, it went through the whole shutdown cycle. So to me, that just meant that the battery was dead. Needless to say, I couldn't wait to get back to the campground and plug the phone into a charger and see if it would take a charge. So I'll come back to that story in a second. Some of you might be wondering why I didn't get the phone right away. And once it fell in the water, I marked the spot, we drifted over it, and I actually jumped in. But once I was clinging to the side of the boat, I realized that it was kind of a fool's errand. And I was basically swimming in the dark because I didn't have any equipment. I didn't have any idea where the phone actually was. And at that point, I had forgotten that I even had my underwater camera packed away. And it wasn't even until Saturday night that I remembered that I had it. So right away Sunday morning, we headed out to take a look. I don't think the weather could have been more perfect that morning for searching. The lake was basically flat and the sun was shining nice and bright. We were somewhat amazed at how little time it took us to locate the phone on the underwater camera. The other part of why we didn't look for the phone right away was that once the phone went in the water, I just figured it was a lost cause. Even after I remembered that I had the underwater camera, I almost didn't bother. The real reason, and the only reason why we actually attempted to find the phone, was because I thought having the phone in hand was better than just not having it at all. Okay, so back to the story. Once we got back to the campground and I put the phone on the battery pack, the charging indicator came on and showed that the phone was charging. I let it charge up to about 5%, and then I just couldn't resist the temptation to turn the phone on, or at least try to turn it on. And to my amazement, it started up and seemed completely functional. I even texted my wife and then called her with no issues at all, other than she said it was hard to hear me, and I still don't know if that was a microphone issue or if it was just a reception issue. Okay, I'm going to digress one more time. So I've learned a couple of things here. First, for what I use my cell phone for, I don't think I'll ever use a different cell phone style from here on out. Not that I plan on dropping it in the water again, but who knows. And that brings me to point number 2, which is I need to use a much better mount on my tripod. The mount I had on there just was not adequate, and I knew it, and I was just playing with fire. And luckily for me, I didn't get burned too bad. I absolutely lucked out. Now, back to the story. So as of this morning, when I talked to my brother on the phone, he said it sounded perfectly normal. In fact, I have used my phone to edit the fishing video for my channel and this video. I'm currently using this phone to record the audio for this segment, and it's working perfectly, at least for now. I'm not holding my breath. I'm just waiting for something to happen, but so far it seems like it's just doing what it's supposed to be doing. The phone is an LG ThinQ V40, and for spending 51 hours and 10 feet of water and still working, I just can't believe it. I am still absolutely amazed that this thing is still ticking. Just another day on the water for Wisconsin Johnson Outdoors. As always, thanks for watching, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.
Action.
Hello everyone, welcome to the newest edition of Wisconsin Johnson Outdoors. Today we're going to go look for my cell phone. This isn't my cell phone, but this is my fake cell phone. We've been doing a lot of fishing and we've caught a lot of fish, so now we're going to fish for something else. So stay tuned.